Excellent. I am calling to order the City of Tacoma City Events and Recognition Committee meeting on Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. Welcome, everyone. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda for this meeting?
I motion to approve.
Thank you, Alex. Do I have a second? I'm a second. Thank you so much. All right. And we don't have notes to approve.
Right, so you ask for.
I have to ask for, oh, all in favor?
Aye.
All
There's
opposed?
Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
Yay, Jacob.
Hello, everyone.
There.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, this is our first meeting since.
How'd it go?
I mean,
Did she say I do?
did it stick? No, it turns out they did not like our marriage license application. They were not. The county was not happy. No.
Wait, what? Oh, I thought you were serious. I was like,
I thought you
oh
were
my God,
serious for a
no
second
way.
too.
Not joke about that.
It's Oregon. They'll let you do anything.
No, it went.
Matters.
We had plenty of time to kind of dial everything in, and the venue, McMinimans, has a ton of experience with this sort of stuff. All the staff, all the resources, all the data.
Yeah.
So we were really able, by the time we got down there, we were really able to relax because we had dialed everything in. So
Nice.
people kind of commented all weekend. They were like, "Oh, wow, y'all are so calm. Y'all are so so chill." Yeah, we're like, "Yeah, we're not winging it."
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me about you, actually. I would imagine it was all very organized.
Yeah, and like if a couple people ran late here or there or this, that, or the other, guess what? We built in margins. We planned for it.
I love it.
So, and the
Fantastic.
weather was unbelievable. You know, it was after all of April being so gray and cold,
Mhm.
to have that last weekend come through at 77 degrees and crystal clear skies. Just
Oh, that's perfect.
outstanding.
Well, congratulations. We are on our chair comments right now. I don't really have many, except that I'm sad that this is the second to last meeting with Kala. It's giving me hives.
Oh my goodness.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're about 4 weeks away from City of Destiny, but I think we're pretty good with that. I feel confident, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah. So, new business.
We're still I still need to meet with Rayshana Ware about
Yeah.
welcoming week
Mhm.
and what they learned at the national conference at the end of April. And I did talk to her boss today, her director, her director today, Lisa Woods. And so they are really interested in collaborating with CERC, and they do have some money. They have $20,000, which is
Oh, that's nice.
nothing to sneeze at. And so that's something I want to do before I'm out of here, and maybe we can bring them back to the June meeting. I'll put it on the items to consider for future agendas. So that's the only new, I think that's the only new business that I have, unless somebody else has something.
Our June meeting will be right before City of Destiny. Okay. Sorry, I just
Is
had
it a
to,
week before?
yeah,
Okay.
which is good. I'm glad we have one more
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I look forward to hearing about their conference.
Yeah, me too. It'll give more context to what they think they would like to.
Yeah, and Kala and I were just investigating, if anyone wants to look at welcomingcity.org, it has other,
Welcoming America.
Welcoming America.
Yeah, I know you were thinking city, because we were talking about what cities are certified
Right.
as welcoming cities, and there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, so that was interesting to look at. That was interesting. All right, thank you, Kala. So new member recruitment update, interviews are next week.
Yes, so Tammy and I have that on our schedule to attend. Anybody else that's available and interested at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Am I allowed to attend this?
It's a public meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in here. It's in this room. And.
Oh, it's all in person.
Yeah, you can come in person, I believe. Let me double check to see if I think they're still doing hybrids because we're still doing hybrids and we're a public meeting. So I'm gonna say it's still hybrid. So you can attend either way. And if you're not a panelist, then you would log in as an attendee. So let me find out about that.
But I'm being interviewed. Am I allowed to sit in on the interviews?
Let me find out. Okay.
You're being interviewed again?
She may be interviewed again. You'll get a call from Elizabeth Wing.
They set me, I mean, I'm on the schedule.
You're on the schedule.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
For this role?
Yep.
yep, because her term was
'Cause her
up, so
term's up.
she applied for a continuation or to
Oh, okay.
be reappointed to the role or to the seat.
Because I want to stay forever and ever.
Me too. For you, you'd say.
I don't think you can sit in on the ones, but let me double check.
Okay. Very good. And then we have 3 or 4 people that we're interviewing besides myself.
Four.
Are any of them for the same spots or are they all different spots?
They're all different spots, right, Tammy? We looked into that.
Yeah, no, there won't be anyone that would be moving from their spot, no.
Cool.
So this will fill all but one of the positions.
Nice.
Woo!
That's exciting. I don't know that
Wow.
we've had that since I've been on this committee.
It hasn't been filled for a while, I don't think, so I think that's excellent.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Yeah, and I
I'm
just
not-
put in the chat for anybody that wants to come and
Oh,
watch. I
thank
put in the
you.
link there, so, and the meeting itself is Tuesday at 10 a.m., I believe. Is that right, Calla?
There's the phone number. You can call in.
Tammy, do you know if I'm allowed to participate or no, because I'm being interviewed?
In terms of watching the others be interviewed?
Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll double check. I can't imagine. I think it's open to the public, so I can't imagine there would be an issue, with
Mhm.
that, but we can double check.
Yeah, they don't usually sit in the room when the others are being interviewed because I think they would feel nervous or something, right? You wouldn't. but-
That's me.
Excellent.
Right on.
All right. Do we have, I guess it would be Jasmine today, TVE marketing update?
Yes, actually. So Gerald sent out a save the date social post to all the TVE socials for for the City of Destiny Awards.
Okay.
It went out on May 8th, just so you know. And then we currently have our intern working on additional social campaigning for the City of Destiny Awards that will be going out in June.
Cool. Thank
And
you,
that's it.
Jasmine.
Great. Hillary or Tammy, did you have anything you wanted to chat with us about?
No, but I can let you know that we have gone fairly far in the process of hiring for Calla's replacement. We've done a series of interviews with the top candidates. We did have, we're calling it an embarrassment of riches. From some really excellent candidates that have applied. So we're moving forward rapidly. Our goal is to have someone in place so that there's some crossover time with Calla. And until then, I'm trying to have her download all of her knowledge to me or anyone around, every spreadsheet, every person she knows, everything, so that we can have continuity through after she leaves. So
Knowledge
Although-
transfer.
yes. So we're
Big download.
it definitely is. You all know that Calla's experience and her work is second to none. So it will be very hard to replace her, but I do feel confident that we have some really great candidates and we will have someone good in place. and keep on going.
Thanks for those kind words.
Yeah, it's a big shift. All right. Thank you so much, Tammy. City line appearance. We need at least, or we need 2 people.
2. Well, I don't know if they've changed it.
I don't
since
think
the
they have.
pandemic ended.
I don't think they have.
But Fred is going to probably be asking me for, that letter that has all the questions and answers.
Mhm.
And yeah. So volunteers for June 15th, around 8:15 a.m., right?
Yep.
In the green room to go over stuff with Amanda.
And it's up on MLK. And 12th, 13th.
You takers, any takers? Alex is like, I will let somebody else volunteer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah, I can check and see if that is something I can do. The 15th at 8:15, that I would still be able to get basically a full work day. And so let me run that through my office and I will be back with y'all. My expectation is that I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, you would. Have you been on there before?
Yeah, I've promoted a couple of shows
Oh,
there.
well, not for
A
us.
little
I-
bit.
Yeah, not for CERC, but for TLT.
Yeah, great. And Cecily's been on it
Yeah.
for a number of things.
I have, if you all need another volunteer, I'm happy to do it. If someone else wants to give it a go, that's cool too. Just let me know.
Thanks, Cecily.
I think that's perfect. So Jacob, just let us know if you can't, and if you can't, I'll pop in, but I think Jacob and Cecily would be lovely.
Absolutely.
And Keani, we'll find an opportunity for you someday. I wanted to say thank you, by the way, since I mentioned your name, of your very kind and thoughtful email that you shared about the expo, the T-Town Expo and being there. That was really nice. Sounded like a good experience.
Very good. All right. So moving on to our subcommittee, City of Destiny Awards updates. We're good, really.
We are. Yeah. So
that's impressive.
Right?
I mean, that came out wrong. What I meant is yay.
I know you did. Yeah, so we just had a meeting right before this with Jennifer, and it was a really short meeting because she's got photos for everybody. She only has one awardee that she's challenged with trying to get in touch with, but she's working on that. But she's still got photographs for everybody that she's turned over to TV Tacoma. And they have a month and they're really excited about being in the exhibition hall. And we've got a decorator that will do some zhuzhing because we need some of that love in that space. Yeah, and I'm pretty excited that we're having it there because it's the first time that I've gotten to do an event in the building that I actually work in, other than helping with the Tacoma Guitar Fest. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun, and we'll work with Aramark so that we can kind of minimize the extra work for anybody else. But we'll work with Aramark to do finger food and stuff. And we decided that we're not worried if we run out of food because that's not the purpose of this event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the Tacoma City Ballet will be performing, which is exciting. Oh, I forgot to ask Jennifer
Wow.
about, she contacted the poet laureate. I'll remind myself
Yeah,
to
we
do
need
that.
to do that. And then who is the band?
The band is, some of you may know him. It's Sam Parker, if anyone's familiar. He's local, he's fantastic. He plays acoustic and then also with like a 4-piece band. But he's great. So he will be playing opening and closing.
Nice.
Mhm.
And where's he coming from? He's Tacoma?
He's Tacoma.
Right on.
Yep, he is
The only time we
Tacoma.
ever had somebody come from Seattle, it was pouring down rain. Actually, it was pouring sideways rain. And I-5 was a parking lot and the taiko drummers were coming from Seattle. And they were like 15 minutes late and they had to we had to stop the whole event and have them set up and then play and then restart the event.
Oh, gosh.
So
He will
Tacoma-
not do that. I
Tacoma
promise.
Performers.
He's a lovely, lovely human, always on time.
That's great. Thanks for arranging that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think you guys will like him. If I think about it, I'll send the link to his
And
music.
you all have that on your calendars, or do you need me to send you an invite?
Please send an invite.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
send
I was
it.
gonna
You
say,
send an
can I
invite.
be and ask for an invite?
I'm just gonna be honest, yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
Excellent.
Jacob,
All
you-
right.
You can
So
probably just
yeah,
drop it on that.
Jacob, it's
shared
your,
calendar that we have built.
What?
Oh, I was just saying, we can probably just drop that onto the shared calendar that we have built. So
I
that
would
we
love
get
an
this-
invite because then it goes to my Outlook and I don't confuse.
fair,
like-
fair.
It's the same day.
Or is it the same thing?
Oh, because CERC's on Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was on the week before.
It should be on the third Wednesday.
It's the 21st, right?
Is the third Wednesday? Crap a doodle.
Maybe we'll do a special meeting.
Yeah.
We have to.
I think we need to do a special meeting for June.
Why was I thinking it was on Thursday in my mind?
Thank you for looking. I'm gonna try and do a special meeting.
Can we do it the week before?
Just warning you. And then
No cupcakes?
also the week after on June 29th, either Tammy or my coworker Penny will be sending an invitation for my retirement party.
Woo!
Before we get into the meat of stuff, Jacob, I just wanted to get that out there.
Put it out there, absolutely.
Party time.
Yeah.
All right, so Jacob has really stepped up. Thank you so much, Jacob, for your work on this. So do you want to kind of go through the special events funding program that you have drafted up?
Yeah, let's do it. So,
First of all, do I need to pull that up on the screen to share with
Oh,
the rest
'cause
of you? or
they
do
all
you-
might not have
You
it.
might not have it,
That
right?
would be great.
Okay. Thank you. Hold that thought, Jacob. I
Hold
will.
that thought. Jacob, did you go on your honeymoon yet?
no, we're actually buying the tickets this week. We'll be going to Malta in October.
Wow.
Yes, very exciting.
Malta.
Malta, which is a small island that really wanted to be part of the UK for a minute. That is
Interesting.
just south of Sicily. So it sits kind of right in
Oh,
between
yeah.
Sicily and North Africa. And as a
Fun.
result, it
I bet that's
is,
gorgeous. Jeez.
people have been there for like as long as people have been in the Mediterranean, because it's in the middle of all of these trade routes, right? From Spain to
Yeah.
Greece and North Africa to Rome and
How
all that sort of stuff.
exotic.
So, oh, it's so exotic. And it's just like every building there, when you Google it, it's like this crazy clash of Roman and Moroccan and Spanish and Italian architecture, all just kind of crashed into itself, like built straight onto the beautiful rocky cliffs down into the azure water. It's just outstanding. And the weather is like in the 70s, high 70s in October, a little
Nice.
breezy. We're avoiding all school breaks, so we're just gonna sneak in there.
Nice.
when no one
School
else is
breaks?
around.
Like, so there's not other touristy people.
Sure.
That's smart.
So I always try to take my vacation before school let out or after it was back in session.
Yeah.
Exactly so.
I don't have children, so I don't know how to act around them.
Have them and I still curse a lot.
I don't know how to act around them.
All right,
Oh,
Jacob, take it
gosh.
away. I'm gonna drive for you, so I will try and pay attention to what you're saying, and I'm not gonna take notes. I'm just gonna let the recording be the notes, okay?
Sure. So the beginning of this is largely unchanged. And for some context, this is something we started talking about after the last round of applications, of updating this document, kind of the guiding document for applicants and for eventual panelists to have kind of a clearer understanding of what the criteria that the committee was using to issue these funds really were. So that's kind of the objective. So at the beginning of this document, the guidelines, the equity statement, the funding source, those things are largely unchanged because those things are part of the existing program. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So the program guidelines, the equity statement, the funding source all remain unchanged from last year. The public benefit has been updated a little bit. When we take a look at this, we wanted to add the components needed to be free to the public, but not necessarily everything. So we added that component language. This is at the top of page 2. And we wanted to highlight the accessibility portion. So moving down to the review and selection. Oh, and we'll probably want to pull the for assistance. We'll need an update on that for assistance section.
Yeah, placeholder. And I talked to Tammy about this morning. I'd like to request and initiate a special events at tacomavenues.org email so that it's monitored by more than just one person. So okay.
So as we move down a little bit, when we're talking about eligibility, we made some updates reflecting some changes in policy to this. Again, these were not really qualitative changes so much as quantitative, just making sure that we were clear in the language that around eligibility, that we split this kind of into, you must meet at least one of the above and all of the below. So it's split kind of into these two sections.
There is a year in there.
A year.
The last one, is this the only contract has a year?
Okay. I'm just going to highlight stuff for us. Okay. Thank you. See, eagle eyes.
Yep, good eye. Get so into these that things start to slip. Yeah, business licensing, we can go through these, but they include the match with other contributions that we wanted to make sure was important, that it has to have full accessibility and at least certain components. And then some examples, some slightly updated examples of what those funds can cover.
Good. And if you see anything else, please shout it out.
There was a question mark where
Yeah.
there shouldn't be one.
Where's that?
Under, and if you answer yes to one of the above, you must also meet the following criteria. In that first sentence, there's.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yep, little draft leavings.
Many eyes make light work.
Okay, so where we really made some significant changes was to clarify, and I think this is in the definitions of to clarify the definition of an event, which appears on page 1, and then to really dial in on these criteria sections and make those a little more clear as to how they would be judged and a little more holistic in what constitutes these various pieces. So one of the concerns coming out of our subcommittee meetings was that we didn't want to lean too heavily on hard quantitative data, things like number of participants or total amount requested or things like that to drive whether or not a program was eligible, because there are a lot more factors that go into impacted communities. For example, if we're talking about size of the event, if it's a smaller event that really uplifts an underserved community, that in itself is merit. So as we're taking a look kind of at the evaluation criteria and the narrative responses, there are a couple of things that I did that I want to make absolutely sure that we're okay with, other than leaving random punctuation all over the place, y'all. It's part of my process. But for one, like particularly if we wanted to look at merit at the bottom of page 5, for one, just above that, we wanted to lay out as a committee very clearly that when we're reviewing applications, we are only using the application materials provided. That we're not doing, the panelists are not doing additional research. We're not going to the website, et cetera, et cetera. So that is laid out here, as well as the fact that each area evaluation receives its own score, and then those scores are weighted for a total score. And further, I wanted to add this line: applicants are encouraged to review the feedback of the panel to strengthen future applications. I really wanted to make sure that those conversations, it was clear that those conversations were encouraged, that this could be a building process on both sides. Merit, I thought, was one of the stickier pieces of these eligibility criteria. So I drew from a couple of different reviewing templates, both that I found online and from the city, to draw up something specific to CERC that reflected some of the existing definitions that we had for merit, but added, for example, the fact that this was not an exhaustive list when it comes to examples of what constitutes merit, and that the panel itself is interested in good arguments, that it encourages creativity, is the language that I chose to use there. So what the merit section really focuses on is uplifting the communities of Tacoma. The mission of special events funding, but it's laid out on the first page, that includes the mission statement and includes those eligibility requirements. Once those are understood, I wanted to lay out or update a little bit these bullet points that we had here. So I'll pause here if we want to get some feedback on this merit section in general. If y'all have had a chance to review it, what do y'all think? How do you feel?
I think this is the first time some people have seen this.
Exactly.
Do you want to let the rest of the committee have an opportunity to review this and then maybe vote on it on the next meeting?
I think that that's a good idea. I think, Jacob, if you just want to keep kind of going over and explain kind of any changes that you made and ideas that you have, and then we can bring our notes next time
To the special
to
meeting.
the special meeting.
To the
On the
special meeting.
It's 21 minus 7,
14.
14 on the 14th.
7 and 7 is 14.
Sure.
14. And actually, if you're not able to make that meeting for some reason, I think the only item on the agenda will probably be to approve this. And maybe to review a scoring matrix if we are able to get that far in the process. Okay.
Yeah, but really the scoring matrix is, I think, a simpler part. It's a spreadsheet. I think I even have it built already.
Yeah, I figured you did. I couldn't remember if you shared it with us or not. But so I'm highlighting areas that just need to be revised or edited, and then I'll save this and it will go out to the whole group after this meeting, okay?
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I'll zoom out a little bit.
In a percent.
The major changes that we made were two. These sections, merit, we've talked about a little bit, equity. I expanded this section with a definition that's in alignment with the one above and is also kind of relevant to the applications themselves. So this includes the accessibility, it includes the outreach efforts to underserved communities. It gives applicants an opportunity, if the strength of their application is on the community or cultural event that they are putting on, this gives them a strong opportunity to make that case. That is also true with community impact. And I bolded out this line for that section as well. Attendance is not the sole measure of impact. Panelists will consider impact holistically. And that's both for us and for the applicants to remember that community impact is driven by more than just numbers. And then toward the last section there, the capacity to present the event. Really what we're asking for here is documentation of the event. If it's been held in the past, how did it go? What did that look like? And if that's not possible, what sort of initiatives can you show us that demonstrate that you have the capacity to put on the event as planned? On the budget section, again, a lot of this I didn't touch. A lot of it was built by experts, so I didn't want to fiddle with it. One thing that we did absolutely want to add was that applicants must fill out the budget workshop or worksheet presented in this document.
Yeah.
So if we want to make some updates to this document, I think that's totally fine. It's a bit outside of my scope, but whatever budget piece does end up being a part of this packet is the one that they need to submit, because we got a little bit.
I agree with that.
Yeah, free floating budgets or ideas of budgets.
Well, because some were very confusing. It didn't like some of them. Yeah. I think that's a good requirement. Jacob, and I'm sorry if it was already like this, but where did you get the percentages of each of these categories?
They were pre-existing.
They were.
So yes, I did not create the categories or the weighting. I believe those were already present.
The only reason I say that is because I feel like capacity to present the event is worth far more than 10%. Like that usually weighs kind of heavy on our decisions.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that there's a strong argument to be made there. Yeah.
Okay. And you said you'll send us the matrix or send it to Kala?
Yes. I can share that broadly. It's right now it's a little bit rough, but it has space for each different application, and then a column each for equity, community impact, etc. for each of the categories, a score, and a comment section. So the idea is you can fill it out across. For each organization, you put in your notes for each section and then award each section a score. And then to the far right, those cells will automatically do the weighting. So if you're doing it on like a 20 or something like that, I type 20 into equity, it weights that 20 at 35% and loads it into the final cell, so that your panelists themselves don't have to like do the work as they are making their evaluations, putting in their notes and loading in their scores. It will do the math for them.
That's fantastic. I guess my only comment at this point is I think we should talk about the percentages of everything. And it doesn't have to be right now, but if people just have thoughts so that we can bring that to the table. There was another
Thank you,
question.
Jacob.
I know,
That's
good
an
job.
amazing amount of work. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Jacob, can you add to that spreadsheet just so we have it? Because I think it helps us when we're going through this process about district and neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, I can include that next to the
Because
event
I feel like
itself. think
that, I
that's a
feel
great-
like when we really whittle things down, that always becomes one of the biggest concerns, like, are we being fair all
Geographically,
across
yeah.
the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Great. Thank you so much. This is great.
No problem. And that data, one of the things that was cool about some of the templates that I saw was the event itself is on both sides because it's such a wide spreadsheet. So you can see who you're talking about as
Oh,
you're moving
perfect.
across. Anyway, just little perks like that that I think would be helpful.
Shall I stop sharing?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty broad overview. A lot of this work was pre-existing, so I want to make that really clear. A lot of this is Cal's great work and the work of the committee in the past.
Oh, no, I stole this. I stole this from the arts
Yes.
funding program.
Oh,
And I
So
just,
this is
and then it's gone through a number of iterations with Hillary and Tammy giving us some input on the content. And so, yes, but thank you. That's
we're
wonderful.
all standing on the shoulders.
Yeah,
of
you're
giants.
all, I mean, it takes a village to create a guidelines.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thanks again. Did anybody have any thoughts, comments, or feedback before we move on?
I did want to highlight, I didn't mention this as we zipped through it at the very beginning. One of the most contentious things that I think everyone should really take a look at is the definition of the word event, which I'm happy, I'll just read what we have written,
Yes.
put it out there, but it's there, it's in bold right now. It doesn't have to be in the final iteration, but an event is an organized gathering of people to witness and or participate in education, celebration, or performance. For the purposes of this committee, an event occurs on a single day or consecutive days. Event funding is also available for including a free public performance during the run of a particular show, according to the guidelines outlined below. Those guidelines being all of the, various review or eligibility criteria. I don't know if that's clear. But we don't have to dive deeply into the semantics of that in this moment, but that is.
No, that
from my
makes
notes.
sense. Well, because we ran into that a lot, I feel like.
Yeah,
This
it's
year.
pulled from our meeting notes while we
Yeah,
were
great.
having the conversation was the single day consecutive day element and the run of an established show having a free performance and a partially funded performance. Those were things that we really wanted to call out so that we didn't get applications for multi-week or multi-weekend, especially runs of performances.
Mhm.
The whole year.
Yeah. Which brings me to another topic, and I don't know if we finalized this or not, but I know that Soundbites wanted to move to one day, which I think falls better under our understanding of an event anyway. Did we all approve that? Do we need to talk about that? I said yes to.
Yeah,
approving
we
it.
did. We said yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're not going to do sound bites at all.
So they're basically making it, I think it's going to be on a Sunday. It's going to be one Sunday in July or August. Same concept, a little bigger platform. They're going to do it where the Broadway market is downtown. But I just putting all their efforts into one day of entertainment all day long, family friendly, still the same outline that we approved. The event itself isn't changing except for the fact it's not a series, it's just a day.
Do the expenses stay the same?
Well,
That's a good
was-
question.
I think their funding request is the same.
their funding request
Right.
is the same.
I mean, I'm
not
sure their
gonna-
budget
we don't have
changes.
any different funding, so.
I'm sure the budget changes a little bit for them, but it wouldn't really affect us. And it's probably better just because it's one day. They don't have to rent the stage and the
Right.
tables for 4 weeks in a row, which is kind of a lot. Yeah,
Great.
I love it. Perfect. Do we have any public comment?
No attendees.
Excellent.
One of the things that I wanted to remind you of is that there are some upcoming funded events that you had expressed some interest in, and I think I sent that list out to all of you.
Jacob created, isn't that the calendar he created?
That
Um,
is.
Yeah, yeah. And so I just wanted to mention that again before we close for the meeting here.
Perfect. Does everyone have access to that calendar?
Jacob?
I have it pulled up in this very moment, so I am happy to take a look at the settings on it. That sure looks like everybody.
Okay.
Yes, I believe that
Yeah.
everybody has been shared.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to resend that link? Would that be okay with you?
Is that a thing? Is that a thing that I can do from here? I'll just resend.
Put it in the chat,
Well, it's.
or because then it'll disappear.
Well, there's a link I think I can grab. Yeah. Here. It's gonna be a little bit first, but y'all carry on for a second, and I'll just
Okay.
pop up in
Okay.
just a second.
So no public comment.
Yeah, no public comment. I know something I need to do because I'm so sorry and I apologize. I did not do this at the very beginning. I did not do our land acknowledgement. Can I do it now?
Please.
I would like to acknowledge that we rest on the traditional homelands of the Puyallup people where they make their homes and speak the Lushootseed language. Pardon my
Eagerness.
eagerness and
excited.
I'm just so sorry. I know, but I feel bad. I really like the land acknowledgement.
And I have for items for future agendas, hopefully we can fit these into the June meeting, but if not, they will fold over or they will carry over to the July meeting. MLK, we would need to start the discussion of what that might look like and that sort of thing. Welcoming week, welcomingamerica.org. And then funding, the funding guidelines take a vote on that and either vote on or review the scoring matrix. Anything else?
Probably just a quick update on what the day of City of Destiny looks like, so everyone kind of knows. Is everyone able to attend City of Destiny? No?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes.
Excellent. Cecily, do you know if you'll be able to be there?
Yeah, I think I spoke at the same time, but I am
Oh.
able.
Okay, perfect. That just helps in case if we realize we need more or less volunteers or hands.
But I will be sending a meeting invitation to all of you so that at least you are aware of it. And then it will be on TV Tacoma and YouTube after some minor tweaks by TV Tacoma.
On
Perfect.
the 21st, right? Like,
21st at 5 o'clock,
okay.
and it's at the exhibition hall at the Tacoma Dome.
Is this one of those quorum issues that we might have? How
I'm
many of us
sorry?
can
It's
be-
already a public meeting, so no,
Oh,
we
it
don't have
technically
an
is a
issue with
public
it. The council, there's usually a quorum for the council there, so it's already a public meeting. And it's being recorded by TV Tacoma.
Huh, all right, fair enough. If we stay there late enough, we can celebrate my birthday right after.
Is your birthday the
Ooh.
21st?
It is the
22nd,
22nd.
because he said we have to stay late.
Oh, I'm like, how do you know so much? Very cool. All
And
right.
that's it. Just to confirm, that's like a come one, come all thing, right? Like,
Everyone's invited.
It
okay.
is open to the public. Usually the attendees for that particular event are friends and families of the awardees. That's what makes up the lion's share of the attendees.
Yeah.
And we will be doing some social media posts, so get ready to share that soon.
Yeah, and if there is a need for extra hands and things like that, I can probably help, but probably just at the event itself rather than.
Yeah,
when
that's
finished.
fine. We'd love to put you guys out there as greeters because you're all really good at it.
But we don't
Yeah.
have any setup or tear down or,
Nope.
no, that's
Awesome.
awesome.
Union workers do that.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Enjoy the sunshine. Have a beautiful day. And
Thanks.
we'll talk soon. Oh, I just decided I want to leave. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Cecily. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Was that
Jacob.
Jacob? Perfect. All right,
You
we are adjourned.
don't need to vote.
Magic.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You have a good day.
All right, you too.